Alright, I'm chilling. I saw the new Hunter cards. Emerald Star rarely sees play. Yeah. Alright, so we got Bestial Madness. It's kind of like Hope of Kelphalos, but it's 2 mana. It only buffs the attack, not the health. And it's a shadow spell, Hunter's first shadow spell. So that's pretty cool. I like that this is modular, right? It doesn't cost 6 mana. It's like half the effect of the 4 mana Paladin spell that buffs everything by +1/+1. We can discover this off of Quiver and other spell generators, right? Do we just try to shoot them here? Or we could get Mukla down first. Hearthman, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Our life is still pretty healthy here. If we draw them cards somehow. Maybe I wasn't supposed to attack yet. That was a mistake. I was looking for like always a bigger Jormungandr or something.
That was a surprise.
What is happening to my... Ooh, shark. Collateral damage, yes! Yes! Yes, Yogg! Praise Yogg, yes! I love it. We dealt what, like 8 damage to them? That was crazy. I shouldn't have traded first. It would have been even more damage off the collateral. Thank you for the bits, Delicash. High skill, yeah. New Fatigue Warlock card, huh? D-Nice, is that the one that lets me play my minions for health instead of mana? Praise the early Yogg indeed. Thank you, guys. That was a fun one. All right, let's talk about the cards real quick. I'm worried I'm never going to talk about them if we're... So Bestial Madness, I think this is a good card. I don't think this goes... I mean, maybe you could put it in your Big Beast Hunter deck, but I don't think it really goes in that kind of deck. I think it's going to be more of a Face Hunter card or like a Zoo Hunter card. I think we've got like Observer of Myths. We've got Hope of Kelphalos. We have Shadehound. Now we have this card. And there might even be something else I'm forgetting. It's just we have so many wide board buffs now in Hunter. Oh, you fatigue damage card. Okay, I got you, D-Nice. So I like Bestial Madness. I don't think it goes in every deck. I'm going to mess around with it. Here's the card that might get nerfed or might get us nerfed again. Celestial Shot. 3 mana, deal 3 damage, and your next spell has spell damage +2. So this card kind of excels where Arcane Quiver did not, right? You're essentially getting an arcane spell that buffs the next spell you play, right? Probably an arcane spell. So, you know, you can play this on 3. You can play your Eversong Portal on 4 for 3 Lynxes without any other buffs. That's pretty sweet. You can find this with Quiver or buff this with Haldoran and Farstrider and, you know, rip a 5 damage Celestial Shot pretty easily and then buff, you know, your next Celestial Shot or your next Arcane Shot. So this card, I think, I'll talk about it more during the stream, but I feel like the timing of this is a little awkward after the way we got nerfed and the fact that Arcane Hunter is our, you know, our only competitive deck right now, and it's about to probably get pushed into tier 1 because of this card. I've mixed emotions about this card, but it'll be fun for a couple weeks at least. So, hopefully, as long as we don't get the Shock Spitter treatment. I don't know if I'm ready for Cho'Gall yet. What's up, Wicked? Good to have you, friend. You're preemptively annoyed. Yeah, I think you probably should be. Hunter never gets nerfed. So next we've got Twisted Frostwing. It's a 4 mana 3/3 rush. Death Rattle, summon a Chimera with stats equal to this minion's attack. Did I say Chimera right? I don't know. Probably already made Hunter nerfed, yeah. Yeah, Celestial Shot, pretty good, right? Maybe they printed it back when everyone was complaining. They designed it back when everyone was complaining about how terrible Arcane Hunter was. Frostwing is interesting. I think this has some really cool potential with some off-meta things that Hunter's doing, like Hodir and Castle Kennels and Doggy Biscuit and Bananas. Harpoon gun, the fact that it's a beast is really cool. So, in theory, always a bigger Jormungandr. So in theory, you could play Hodir, you could play your Castle Kennels, you can make this thing a 10-10 or a 10-8, and then when it dies, you get a 10-10 with no rush or anything. I think the fact that it costs 4 mana makes it kind of awkward. It's harder to combo with. I think we'd like it better if it was like a cheaper card with lower stats, but I don't know. Kind of interesting. Probably the least competitive of the 3 cards we got in the mini set for Ulduar Yogg time. So this card, I think, will be interesting in a Hodir deck or some sort of Harpoon Gun deck like Rotor was saying earlier. I think it gives us a Death Rattle for Thanos and Yodeler and Kraken. But the fact that it's 4 mana, it's kind of hard to play with those other cards. So I don't know. I will definitely mess around with it. Got Chaotic Tendril, 1 mana, 1/1 Battle Cry. Cast a random 1-cost spell and improve the future tendrils. I don't know how the improvement works. Maybe Wicked knows, but I think the next one is a 2-cost spell. I'm assuming it's not 2 1-cost spells. You'd assume so, yeah. And we have some anomalies. We are going to be getting, as I understand it, an anomaly at the start of the game. And here's the part I'm not entirely sure on. I believe you have to be running Cho'Gall. I don't know if we talked about Cho'Gall. I think for the first week, there's a 100% chance of there being an anomaly. But I'm not sure if that means someone has to be playing Cho'Gall for that to work, or if that just happens no matter what. Usually improve increments a numeral on the card. Yeah. So it doesn't say 1 spell. It says a 1 mana spell. Yeah. We got to get Wicked practice for Coin Concede here, rehashing all the details. But based on how I read the patch notes, I think the anomalies, like for the first week, do you get it regardless of whether Cho'Gall's in your deck? Like one person in the game has Cho'Gall, so you have anomalies? Is that how it works? Or is it regardless of... Okay. So maybe people just won't run this card, but a 6 mana, 6/7 taunt lifesteal is pretty good. No one needs Cho'Gall for this effect until the next expansion. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's just anomalies regardless of Cho'Gall. Okay. I said it backwards. All right. Okay, so for the first week, every game has anomalies, and then after the first week, it goes down to 25%. That's my understanding. So 25% of your games, you will get an anomaly at the start of your game, and you get to see what it is before you mulligan. If someone runs Cho'Gall, there's a chance for 2 anomalies. Oh, I see. Okay. Gotcha. All right, that makes more sense. So anyway, both players start with Yogg in their hand. Both players draw 2 more cards. And I think the third one reduces all the cards in your hand by 1 mana. If both players run Cho'Gall, an anomaly is guaranteed. Okay. So anomalies, I think, are going to be cool. I am excited to tinker with them. I like that it is kind of like, to me, it kind of seems like a location card, a location in Marvel Snap, where you kind of just have this random thing happen from a predetermined list, and it kind of makes the games play out differently, right? So I think that's kind of exciting. I like that you get to mulligan based on the anomaly that you get. So you'll have some agency over it. My only concern is how powerful they are. And Cora on the design team We could keep the Speaker Stomper, but that's probably a little ridiculous. Cora on the design team wrote on Twitter today that they're not going to be overtuned, so, or implied that anyway. So I'm not super worried about it. If there's one that like gives both players ice block or does something that like handicaps my off-meta deck, I might be a little irritated, but first minion gets countered or something. Maybe just a bait and switch here. Kind of a slow start. We kind of want to just play a monkey and hope they trade into it. Nightmare is your favorite since OG Yogg was sweet. I forget what Nightmare does. There is one that gives both players ice block. Have they released more? I've only seen the 3, Sailor Peter. I did write a joke on Twitter about that earlier. Maybe you read that.